Appreciate it. We'll send out a credential portal later today for credentials to our first Las Vegas Bowl in this beautiful building. We will have Executive Director John Cicenti come up, make the announcement, nice photo video op. We'll take some questions and then we'll do some one-on-one. So without any further ado, John Cicenti.
Claps anymore? I'm totally kidding.
Yeah, you gotta beg for it, right, Bri? Well, welcome everybody. First off, thank you all for being willing to come here. I know these Raider games and the NFL games are very busy. Us as a Las Vegas Bowl have never had to deal with sharing Selection Sunday. This is all new for us, so we appreciate you being flexible and coming here to take the time to talk about our announcement for the Las Vegas Bowl. Quick thank you to all the Raiders staff and the Allegiant Stadium staff for pulling this off and helping us do this at the last minute. We truly appreciate your guys' efforts and sharing this room. This is great, so thank you for that. So a couple years back, we first started seeing progress on the stadium, and the stadium was potentially happening. We started these conversations and thought, how do we grow the Las Vegas Bowl into something bigger and better than it was in years past if this stadium's coming on board? June 4th, 2019. Many of you were in the room when we were up at the top of the Palms overlooking the Strip, and we officially announced the new Las Vegas Bowl, the new matchup, new date, and new home here at Allegiant Stadium. Unfortunately, we did not get to play the 2020 game with our SEC matchup, but we're finally here, and this is our Big Ten year. And we could not have got off to a better start than we did with this matchup. And so I'm here today to officially announce that the 30th Las Vegas Bowl, or the 30th year of the Las Vegas Bowl, will feature from the Pac-12 Conference, the Arizona State Sun Devils, and from the Big Ten Conference, the Wisconsin Badgers. Neither are strangers to our city. Arizona State has played in our game a couple times, most recently just a few years ago. Wisconsin, also no stranger to the Las Vegas, or to the city of Las Vegas. I've not played in a Las Vegas Bowl game, but they've played here 5 times before. We all know what they're capable of doing. Their fan base is incredibly excited, and I have no doubt that not only will this be a great matchup on the field with 2 8-4 teams, both ranked at different times throughout the year, but 2 incredibly diehard fan bases. We got off to a good start on ticket sales. I have a feeling when we make this thing official here, Adam and his crew in the box office with the Raiders, they're going to be very busy for the next couple days selling tickets. I have no doubt that we're gonna see some significant progress on the ticket sales front. So, with that said, we can't be any more thrilled than we are right now. Our Las Vegas Bowl committee did a great job breaking down all the different teams, putting us in this position. And ultimately what it came down to is we had teams that really wanted to be here. That's the one thing with this stadium and this destination. These teams were going to their conference and begging to come here, and we were able to pull it off. So with that, I will, Mark, we do questions or?
Wait for the mic.
Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. John.
Oh, hi, Willie.
We saw just before the announcement Penn State had committed to the Outback. Did they commit because you had already chosen Wisconsin, or how did the Big Ten decision come down?
No. So the Outback does have the selection ahead of us. We have been in talks with the conference office for the last 2 weeks. We ranked our teams in the order that we wanted them. Wisconsin was certainly at the top of our list. The teams then get to kind of go to the bowls or to the conference, say which bowl they prefer to go to as well. Ultimately, I think it came down to the Outback selected Penn State before we had an opportunity, which is great because Wisconsin was certainly the team that we were eyeing. But they did make that selection first. And it came down to Penn State hadn't been to Tampa in a long time. I think it was 11 years since the last time they played in the Outback Bowl. They had Wisconsin most recently, I think 5 years ago, so I think they just wanted something a little bit different. And look, when we were breaking down Penn State and we looked at them, everybody in the bowl business knows that Penn State is not really a 7-5 team. They lost their quarterback for a game. They had a couple really close games. Mark had a stat. I think they, in their 5 losses, it was like a combined 20 some odd points. It was nothing. That's a good football team, and I think people recognize that.
Mark Anderson, Las Vegas Journal, as you know.
Hey, Mark.
Is it fair to say the Pac-12 side came down between Arizona State and UCLA, and what was the ultimate tiebreaker in that?
Quite honestly, the tiebreaker came down to UCLA's basketball schedule. We truly looked at both of those teams as very equal teams. Similar records, similar two-feeder markets that are easy to drive here. Arizona State beat UCLA. That was one thing that was certainly attractive to us, that we liked the head-to-head matchup victory. And when I talked about UCLA's basketball, one of the factors that we had to think about was they came here to play number one Gonzaga just a week or two ago. They're coming back to play North Carolina. They're bringing a huge crowd for North Carolina, and then they have a home basketball game the same night as our game against Arizona. That's a huge conference game for a school that's diehard about their basketball. So when we took all those factors into play, and it truly was a toss-up for a significant period of time, we had to ultimately have a tiebreaker, and that's what led us to the tiebreaker.
Chris Matthews with Channel 8. John, just kind of wondering how many tickets have been sold so far, because Wisconsin travels so well. How many are available for the fans, like right now?
So if you take the public sale plus the ticket allotments plus what we have, we're probably approaching anywhere from 36 to 37 right now. I think the last I saw there was about 19,000 left. We could sell a little over 58. Again, when you have those two fan bases, I have a funny feeling we're not going to have trouble moving those.
Any more questions? All right, thank you. We're going to break down to 1-1. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, buddy.
Experience and all the little things that make our town so great. And I
do the same thing, man.
Same thing?
I'm still Chris's book.
Thanks. Call me if you don't see me today. Oh, is that your good side?
Yeah, I don't shoot it so tight. Shoot it.
You got makeup on?
Always.
Why can't I get a
Of the Las Vegas Bowl, and you announce that you have two teams coming here today, the Big Ten, obviously.
Vegas ball and get off on the right foot with the Wisconsin Badgers from the Big Ten. I mean, that's as good as it gets. ASU has been a great bowl partner for us over the years.
First ever Las Vegas Bowl in Allegiant Stadium. I mean, you're setting history. That's got to make you feel good.
Our partner, and then we'll rotate the Big Ten and the SEC, odd years and even years. But they did. Oh, man, thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's do this. Anchorman, the weatherman, like so stiff.
Actually, you know what? Stand down here, so we get
Looks
more of that.
better.
Getting Wisconsin's huge. The fan base is crazy.
12 championship with Utah. I have a funny feeling Wisconsin's going to try to beat that record and fill this place. Extra time to travel, and it's going to be awesome.
And just going through. All right. Thank you.
That was really. Oh, the LBCA one. The LBCA.